In this video, I want to do a year in review and talk about the first year of my journey of becoming a full-time day trader. So my name's Tyler Stokes from StokesTrades.com. In January 2024, I set up this journey to become a full-time day trader. And in this video, I want to just explain and sort of do a year in a review. So we're going to reflect on the year and we're going to talk about some of the things that I learned, some key lessons I think I've learned, and then we're going to discuss quickly what I have in store for 2025. So during this journey, I created two resources, and they are both completely free. One is a 6-month blueprint that you can download below this video. And if we go over here, we can see this is the blueprint. And basically, it's a really good roadmap for your first 6 months. So in this blueprint, I explain exactly what I did in my first 6 months. You can go through it. You can see all the resources and the books that I used, the various software resources that I've used. And basically, in steps 1 of my first 6 months, I reviewed some stock market basics. And within this document, you can click on all these links and you can learn these as well. Step 2, I set up my brokerage account. Step 3, I did study options, which you don't necessarily need to do. But then step 4 is very important. That's technical analysis. So that's another step you'll want to do. And basically within the PDF here, I've got a resource page that lists all the different lessons and things that I learned. And then obviously you can go into more in-depth studies given this document. But it's a good roadmap that if you're a pure beginner, where do you start? Start with this document. I did it in about 6 months. If you work harder, if you have a better schedule, you can certainly do it in less, or it might take you a little bit more time. So that is a good resource there that's completely free. And then the other free resource we have here is our community on School. So I found it really beneficial in my first 6 months. I would post every week my progress, what I was learning, and to the group, and that allowed me to stay accountable to myself and to the group. And now we have close to 1,000 members here. More people are sharing their journey. They're staying accountable to the group. They're posting weekly. And you can come here. There's a search function, so you can search up many questions that some other people have asked. You come to the classroom section, and then we have all these free courses about the various things. So for the technical analysis course, we've got a list of resources here. These are all the resources that I personally used. You can come and find them here. And then we've got modules about various aspects of technical analysis. And we've got trading strategy, a tutorial on TradingView, and so on. So it's a free community right now. It's free to join. Come, you can certainly introduce yourself if you want, find an accountability partner, or just be accountable to the group. And I think this is going to be really beneficial for you to stay consistent if you are on this journey as well of trying to become a trader or a day trader, so to speak. So basically, those two resources are free, and I would highly recommend them. You can find links to them below this video. But if we want to talk about the year in review, one of the big lessons that I came across was this idea of trading psychology. So if you are trading, you've looked into it a little bit, there are so many resources about the mental side of trading and trading psychology, because it's such an important factor. And I noticed that in my first year here, I would say it's one of the most important. Obviously, you need a strategy, you need some sort of edge, but if you don't have the right mindset, and you don't actually stick to your strategy, it won't matter. You're going to end up, losing money and not being successful. So things like overtrading, chasing stocks or securities when they bounce up, FOMO, the fear of missing out. These are big things that are talked about a lot, and they definitely happen, especially to beginners. Patience, I found, was so key. Recognizing that opportunities, they're always going to come. The market's not going anywhere. There will be better opportunities. If you miss some, you got to stick to your strategy and don't chase and don't do things unless your strategy sort of tells you to. Now, hearing that, if you haven't traded before, you might think, that's not going to be me. I can do it. And I'm not going to make these mistakes. I guarantee you that you will. That's why it's great to do paper trading, and hopefully you can learn some of these trading psychology mistakes that you end up doing in a virtual account. You don't lose real money. Now, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So some people are just going to need to make mistakes and lose a little bit of money to realize, hey, this mental side of the game is so important. I really need to focus on this. and hopefully you don't lose your whole bankroll. I've read stories, and there's various books out there like The Market Wizards and various super successful traders. Many of them at some point lost a lot of money or all of their money. And they learned that lesson the hard way. Hopefully you do not need to. Hopefully you can learn those lessons, lose money in a paper trading account, and then realize that that's really something you need to focus on. So I noticed trading psychology super important. The other thing is tools and resources. So I mentioned that community on school there. I found it really helpful to stay accountable, do something every week. You've probably got a full-time job. You might have commitments with family at home, like I do. So I found it really important to set some time aside and really be dedicated to posting once a week to that group. It allowed me to stay accountable and allowed me to do so much throughout the year. Paper trading, I mentioned that a few times. I think it's essential. Just practice your strategy. If you can trade successfully for 3 months in a paper trading account, then you can consider moving on to real money. That would be a recommendation that I would give. Market data. I think a lot of people really want to make sure they get the right data. For the strategy that I ended up using, I found that just free data with TradingView was enough. But if you're doing day trading and scalping and you really needed the accurate data, we had a module about how to use that, find that data in interactive brokers and so on. Looking back now, I just use TradingView. So basically, I chart my things on TradingView. These are my stocks. So this is my watch list here. I've got the whole watch list here, and I've got my various indicators here. So I would, look into the charts here and identify support and resistance levels. And then I would just go to my brokerage and input a trade that way. So I personally just use TradingView, and you can actually trade from TradingView as well. But what I do is on one screen, I have my TradingView charts, and on another screen, I have my brokerage account. So basically when I started, I wasn't sure that that would be the best approach with me. So I was thinking that I potentially needed trader workstation from interactive brokers, and I needed a scanner and a watch list. It turns out that my strategy doesn't require that. I found that just TradingView is the one charting tool that I really just need. I think it's a great tool. I think no matter what strategy you end up using, you'll want to use TradingView. You can find a link to a free trial below this video. In our school group, we have tutorials. Bottom line, use TradingView, and then also potentially use interactive brokers or Thinkorswim and some other tools for watch lists and scanners and things of that nature. But TradingView is a great tool. I find that that's the only thing I really need with the strategy that I'm using. So talking about strategies, I went into this thinking I was going to find a day trading strategy. I did find one. I've mentioned it many times on the channel and through the podcast, the Real Day Trading Reddit group. They have a free wiki. I'll have a link below. You can go and find that. What I also found, I had through studying strategies and finding someone on X who does a lot of who shares a lot about trading, is they have a market symmetry strategy that's more of a swing trading and momentum trading strategy. So again, this podcast and this whole channel was about finding a day trading strategy. But right now, for my personal schedule, my work schedule, my time at home with my family, I found that day trading just took up too much time. I couldn't schedule working from 9:30 a.m. when the market opens to noon or several dedicated hours. I found that I would trade, chart on various times of the day, and a swing trading strategy, a momentum trading strategy where I don't need to close positions every single day like a day trading strategy was better for me. I could set up limit orders, and it just worked better for my schedule. So going into this journey, I thought I would find a day trading strategy. I ended up using a momentum type of strategy where you swing trading every couple of weeks or maybe even longer, and that's just worked out better for me. That being said, when my schedule does get better, my kids get older, and I have more free time, I do plan to revisit the wiki and the Real Day Trading Reddit group strategy and focus potentially more on a day trading strategy. But just know that if you think you want to day trade, you maybe that's not the best strategy. Maybe a swing trading strategy is better for you. So I think that's going to be important for everyone to just figure out what schedule works better for them, what markets work better for them, and so on. The next thing that was important was some sort of mentorship or community. So I mentioned the strategy that I've kind of gone with is from the trader, the Great Matsby, and he has a Patreon and a course. And basically, he has a monthly fee for this. Now, some of these are good, obviously, and some of them are bad. But Matt basically works full time, sharing charts. You can ask him questions. He puts videos every day, every morning as a live stream. So he's basically working full time. And there's so much value in paying a small monthly fee for all of that information. So I would recommend that when you get to a stage where you've learned the basics of technical analysis, then you're going to have to reach out to some group or some mentor. But the quality of these groups do vary. So just have your spidey sense up. Some of them are good and great. Some of them are maybe scams. So you just have to be careful. But finding a good group or a good mentor, I think, is really important. And again, the great Matsby has a group, but again, it's not a day trading type of strategy. But the real day trading Reddit group, as I mentioned, they have a wiki, they have a community associated with that strategy as well. And that is day trading. And that is another one that I think is very trustworthy and worth kind of looking into. Also, another point that was very much on the same level of the importance in terms of trading psychology is this idea of learning to trust the chart. So many beginners, if you get into day trading and you think you want to trade, you might have a background in investing where fundamentals are really important for investing over the long term, but you're going to struggle, I think, or at least I did at the beginning, trusting the charts instead of news narratives. So over time, I've discovered that watching trends, watching a chart pattern over many months of a stock, learning the cycles and the patterns, the charts end up telling the story, and news narratives really don't matter. Technical analysis, again, assumes that all known information is already reflected in the price movement. So trust the charts and ignore the news. That's hard to do, but I think I'm coming around to it, and I think it's helping me a lot. It's going to help me in the future as well. Some challenges that I ran into, again, just with scheduling and family commitments. I've got a young toddler and a new baby, so I just couldn't day trade on a specific schedule at the moment. But I found a swing trading strategy that works better for me, and in the future I might change up those strategies if I want to. Okay, so that was basically the main points there. So if we just kind of go back there over my first year, again, the school group has basically, all the work and podcasts and videos we've put together. It's all here in the classroom that you can come access to. So you can have, the setting up your brokerage account. There's all these modules on here. So again, this is just a great tool, great resource, and everything I've learned, I've shared in this free community. And again, I found that trading psychology is super, super important. So there are a few great books out there. Keep reading these books, get the audio books. This is going to be important. Finding a strategy is key, but sticking to that strategy is the most important part. Trading resources and tools. 2 monitors. I didn't mention that. Having 2 monitors is really helpful. Charting on one, doing research on the other. TradingView is a charting tool that you'll want to use, and it's the one I use and the only tool I really use. That's what I've discovered that works for me. I found a strategy that is more of a momentum trading strategy, works better for me right now than a day trading strategy where I need to buy and sell in a single day. You're going to find a different strategy that will work for you, I'm assuming. Mentorships and communities, if you can find one, you might need to find a couple. Find one where someone who is sharing all this information is super transparent. They've got resources, they share their own trades, they're knowledgeable, they're helping you, and so on. So there are some good communities out there. And again, there are also ones you have to be cautious with. Trust the charts. The charts, if you're day trading, technical analysis says that the price action is everything is reflected in the price movements. Ignore news narratives. And again, find something that works good for your current schedule. So if we look on to this year, some of the goals that I personally have, I hope to trade with real money sometime this year. And I hope to share all those trades and be completely transparent in that school group. And that's going to allow me to hopefully stay disciplined to my trading strategy. So some advice for beginners I would have after going through and doing this for the first year: start slow, paper trade, focus on learning in the beginning phases of your journey. There's a lot to learn. Don't be complacent, but just understand that it's going to take probably maybe longer than you think. The 6-month blueprint that you can download is set up, and something I did in 6 months. You might be able to do it much quicker, or it might take you a little bit longer, but just know that you're probably not going to be able to trade real money successfully in a couple months. So patience is important. Having experience, seeing cycles. We're in a bull market potentially now. Things might change, and your strategy is going to have to change. So there's a lot to learn. You need some experience, and you need to learn a lot if you are kind of coming into this rather green. Finding a mentor and a group, I think, is really, really important. I've recommended the free one there, the Real Day Trading Reddit group. They have a strategy from the wiki that you can follow. And personally, I'm following the great Matsby. Patience is key, and then find something that fits well with you. So thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I hope to post more updates throughout this year. And again, our school group is going to be ideal if you're a beginner and you want to come and stay accountable, post every week. We'd love to have you there, and we'd love to watch and see how you're progressing on your trading journey. So thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video.